Stephen Rinehart is the Assistant Deputy Administrator for Advanced Simulation and Computing and Institutional Research and Development at the National Nuclear Security Administration. As a 2023-2024 Fellow in the White House Leadership Development Program, he has supported cyber policy at the Office of the National Cyber Director. For more than 2 decades, Dr. Rinehart has built high-performing teams and championed cross-agency cooperation and leadership development in science and engineering. Before joining the NNSA, Dr. Rinehart held several leadership roles at NASA, most recently as Director of Planetary Research Programs, where he guided strategic planning and program management for planetary science research. In 2023, he earned NASA's Outstanding Leadership Medal. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Stephen Rinehart.
Good morning. I will not make anyone suffer through slides first thing in the morning. I'll just be fairly extemporaneous. So good morning and welcome. I'm happy to see you all here. I was promised a full room, so I'm glad to see everybody made it. I'm not going to say much about me. What I'm going to say is congratulations. As you all know, I'm sure, this is a competitive program, and the fact that you're here means you did something right. I'm really excited to see what you've done over the past few years for the current fellows and hear about what the new fellows are intending to do. Supercomputing at NNSA is 30 years old this year. In fact, it's older than the NNSA. And the purpose of supercomputing at NNSA is, as he said, to ensure the safety and reliability of the nuclear stockpile. But within NNSA, I sit in, well, we call everything by their numbers, NA11, which is Stockpile Research and Technology Development. And we are the research arm of the NNSA. Specifically, what I do is I'm the head of Advanced Simulation and Computing, which is supercomputing. We've been using supercomputers since the beginning to explore lots of physics problems, engineering problems, and to, at the same time, do the work to ensure that the stockpile is safe and reliable. But we are fundamentally a research organization. So we think about ourselves in terms of what physics problems can we solve, what materials problems, chemistry, how do we use supercomputing to address the frontiers and do new things that we can't necessarily do other ways. At the same time, we're looking at how do we advance the field of computing? How can we work with industry and with academia to make our computing resources better, our supercomputers better? How do we improve algorithms? All the kinds of stuff that you all are working on. The science and the engineering and the computer science, all those bits and pieces are the things that we're interested in. Along those lines, right, we've always, for years, have valued our academic partnerships. Some of you may already be familiar with PSAP, which is, we are horribly horrible with acronyms. We use way too many acronyms, and I can't remember them all. Predictive Science Academic Alliance Program, I believe. David gave me a thumbs up. That's good. And those, these are one of the programs that we use to engage with universities on doing the kinds of academic research that will help advance simulation and computing capabilities for NNSA and for the US. If, for those of you who are at institutions that have PSAP centers, it's an opportunity for you to reach across and work with some other people who have been engaged in the enterprise for a while and find some nice synergies where you can do cool things. I will admit, by the way, that I'm a little jealous of y'all. I remember vaguely what it was like to be young and actually have the freedom to do research that I was interested in and approach topics that I thought were fun. Now I make sure that other people get funded to do the stuff that's fun, which, it could be worse. But I've long since stopped getting to do it myself. So I think this will be a really exciting time for you over the next year or two, or in years for, as you go on through your career, doing the exciting research that hopefully you get to do for many, many more years. I think that the big thing I want to think about is what comes next for us. I heard several people mention that they're working on quantum computing. Good. Right now, the obvious challenge for us is AI. Kind of a no-brainer. AI is, of course, largely in the news these days and is getting lots and lots of press, some well-deserved, some not. For us, the real challenge is thinking about how we use AI as part of our supercomputing effort, as part of nuclear deterrence. In fact, we're looking right now, we're in the process of standing up a new program element called AI for national security, for nuclear security, not national security, nuclear security, to look at how we can better use AI in the work that we do and help ensure that we are all safe. But that's a problem for today. While I'm sure there's plenty of research going on, I heard machine learning out there, and AI is just machine learning with a better branding. While that's a problem for today, I think it's going to be something that in the next few years we're moving on from and looking at the next thing. And that next thing is maybe it's quantum, maybe it's neuromorphic computing, maybe it's something else, I don't know yet. But that's one of the jobs that we have at NNSA, is to always be looking forward as what's next. How do we maintain our state-of-the-art capability? Right now, in case you don't know, pardon me while I brag for a second, at Livermore, we do in fact have the world's fastest supercomputer, El Capitan. And in fact, numbers 2 and 3 are at Oak Ridge and Argonne, but we're still number 1. And we're in the process now of starting to build our next supercomputer. So we're building these every couple of years at one of our tri-labs. The 3 labs, for those of you who don't know, are Sandia, Livermore, and Los Alamos. In addition, I think to the other challenges, I think there's, the current environment is interesting. Geopolitically, it's fascinating. If we look at what other countries are doing, China is building weapons at a ridiculous rate. Other countries are attempting to develop weapons as well. And at the same point, we're trying to make sure that we can continue to keep our weapons safe and secure in an era of no nuclear testing. Right now, we are still committed to never testing and doing another underground test. Administrations can change that policy, but right now, that's where we are. And simulation computing is a critical part of making sure that we can do that. With that, I think that's really quite enough for me. I will be in and out of this meeting over the rest of the week, and I'm really excited to hear talks, to talk to you all. Please, you see me and you want to say hi or you want to ask me something, ask me anything. I really don't care. I'll answer or not answer any question you ask, depending on what the question is. But I love talking to y'all. I love hearing what you're doing. And I'm happy to help out in any way I can. So I'm excited to see you all. Good luck. And I hope it's a really fun couple of years. That's it.